topic is do one thing at a time. So, what is it really that we have to do? Why? Because we are all human beings, isn't it? Anybody has any doubt on this? Are there anybody other than human beings here, superhuman beings or something? We are designed only in such a way that we can do one thing at a time. Yes. Now, what will happen? You see here this man. Can you see here this man sitting all with all around him? There are so many big files, right? And he is just don't know where to start also. Right? Because he has so much to do. He has so many things to do, he doesn't even know where to start. So, this is what will happen. When concentration becomes hopeless, then we get distracted by several different things at the same time. So, too many things running in our mind, we will end up not doing anything properly. Okay, so that is why it's important to focus on one thing. Now, how many of you have gone in airplane? Raise hands. Airplane, how many of you have traveled in flights? So many of you would have traveled in flights. Now, when you've seen in the airport, right, you see there are so many flights taking off, so many flights are landing. Now, how does all this happen? It doesn't happen automatically, right? So there is a person who is handling at the background in the office, right? In the airport, in the office. So there is an office called air traffic controller. Okay, so there is a person who is controlling. So which flight will take off at what time, which flight will land at what time, and all that. And especially, he has to. Now, there are so many hundreds of flights will be there which are taking off landing, and there will be sometimes in the sky only they'll be waiting till they receive the signal from the ATC is air traffic controller. Unless they receive the signal from them, they will not land the flight. Okay, now this person, now you see there are hundreds of flights that are going around, right? Now he has to focus on one flight at a time because there are around 300 passengers in the flight, right? So all their lives is at risk. So he need to focus on one flight to land and give the signal.
Human beings are genetically hardwired to do one thing at a time with excellence. And there's no better place to illustrate how this principle is honored than at the airport. Because right now, there could be more than 100 airplanes either approaching, landing, taking off, or moving around. And all of them are very, very important, especially if you happen to be in one of them.
SD-457.
But for the air traffic control specialist, only one airplane is wildly important right now. That's Flight 457.
SD-457, tower approach, roger.
The controller is aware of all the other planes on her radar. She is keeping track of them. But right now, all her talent and expertise is solely focused on Flight 457. If she doesn't get Flight 457 on the ground safely, if she doesn't do that with total excellence, then nothing else she might achieve is really going to matter much.
Maintain 8,000. Say heading.
This is what we are suggesting that you must do in your work. You must make the hard choices. That doesn't mean that you abandon all your other important goals. They're still on your radar, and you still have them in mind, but they don't require your finest diligence and effort right now. After all, the principle here is very much like the principle of gravity. You can ignore gravity, but it won't ignore you. And you can ignore the fact that human beings are hardwired to do one thing at a time with excellence. Or you can leverage this principle to achieve one at a time, again and again.
SD-457, you are cleared to land. CR-52, tower approach, roger. Continue descent, maintaining
Okay, so that means if you don't plan your day, then basically you're actually failing in planning only. Because you're not planning, so that is why you will not know when to do what. Okay. The best thing is you plan your day. Okay. So there is an important saying like this: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.